Portal Games had some new releases at Gen Con this year, one of the biggest of which, possibly of the entire show. Another one of those games that was completely sold out, other than pre-orders, for the most part, is Cry Havoc. This is a big game. It's a big battle-y war kind of game, science fiction themed.
Yes, and unlike Seafall, you were much smarter and pre-ordered it.
Well, yes, I don't know why you wouldn't. Everyone should. If they had pre-orders for Seafall, I would have done that as well, possibly. I don't
And
know.
interesting enough, though, as of this recording, there are still some pre-orders left that are going to be sold on Sunday. Who didn't pick up their game yet?
Yeah, I don't know. It boggles the mind, but I did. It is there. Got a chance to take a look at it. If you don't know what it is, you get to pick from one of 4 races: human, some kind of weird alien called pilgrims. Then there's machines. Then there are the trogs. It's a 2 to 4 player game, and the trogs actually, if you're playing with less than 4 people, they are controlled by AI, not another human.
So the Trog are always in the game.
They're always in the game, no matter what.
Those Trogs.
Those wacky Trogs. And essentially, you're moving around the board. You have your own deck of cards that you're building from, and you're trying to gain territory and fight people. Sort a area control type of scenario. The part that I'll focus on to talk about right now briefly is the combat, which is why I brought this thing out, because I think the combat is really interesting. Basically, you actually use this. There are 3 different components to combat, and when you are in an area with an enemy, you decide which of your units you're going to put to which areas. First, you, the attacker, then the defender gets to decide. And you can put as many as you want between these 3 sections. And whoever has the majority of units in one of these 3, they get a different reward depending on what it is. So, for example, in this one, you have control of the region, so you can move the person who loses that battle. They have to retreat somewhere else. This one, you actually take prisoners, so you get to take one of their units, which gets you points if they don't, and they can spend points. They have to spend points, victory points, if they want to get them back later. And then finally, this one down here is when you actually get to kill people. So it's kind of an interesting. Makes the battle more than just a bigger, stronger army. You don't really know who's going to win what. There's more of a choice.
It's not a simple 1v1 done. There's I could be trying to take a control, but you may make me pay by losing here. So you lose a territory you didn't care. It makes it much more of a...
Exactly.
You actually choose your wins or losses.
And, of course, there are cards that you can play also that
yes,
will
I'm
affect
sure there are
battle.
ways that, definitely would be something that works better for killing something or something that works better for control.
No dice, unlike most of these style of
Oh,
games.
I thought you were saying that.
No dice. So you'll see in the video, it's a huge board. It's really cool looking. One of the designers is the guy who did Theseus. Reminds me a little bit of that, but really very different. But it's it's one of the big hyped games, and it seems really, really cool. Other Portal games. You picked one up. That's a new version of something else.
The Tides of Madness, which is right up there. This is the new new skin of the version of the
Tides of Time.
I've been looking through, and from what I can tell, most of the cards, I would really like to seem mostly like the same kind of deal.
Mm-hmm.
I think there might be some because of the Cthulhuan lore. The artwork on it is amazing.
Uh-huh.
And that's really one of the nice things about it. And definitely for the price, it's worth it. And it's also nice because you have Tides of Time. I have this one, so now it's sort of like we have our own versions.
Yes, peanut butter. Well, you can't really put them together. I guess you could.
No, but when we're at your house, we play this.
Yeah.
I don't know if I haven't looked at the rules yet if there is.
It doesn't seem like there would be much point to it from what I know of Tides of Time.
4-player.
Yeah, maybe. But that's cool. Yeah, I'm glad to hear about the artwork. And then they also had another expansion with an angry sea creature in it, which is the Rattle Battle Grab the Loot Angry Ocean. Just a small thing with a bunch of new cards, but there is some really cool stuff. A lot of these new adventure cards use those big pieces in the original game. The Kraken, Islands, Whirlpools.
Remember opening that box and wondering why you weren't using those pieces? Well, now you're using them.
Yeah, this is exactly it. And you can see it's not even really a box. You just throw it right into the original because it's really a small thing. But there's a lot of cool stuff in here. And two little dice. So the new dice, They have 2 new sides that do interesting things. There's also a lot of new actions for the NPC ships. Depending on your scenario, they can shoot straight lines of fire and clear out everything in their path and other crazy things. But some of the new scenario cards are very, very interesting. I think my favorite one is... It's called Thunderstorm or something like that. And after the dice have been rolled into the box or dropped into the box, then the current Baron, the first player, picks the box up and drops it on the table.
And any dice, let me guess, any dice that fall out of the box are dead.
Actually, I don't know. I didn't. That probably didn't specify.
Because hypothetically, I can easily see. Does it actually specify how high the box must go?
I just read the card in the rules. It probably may clarify. I'm not sure.
Because I just imagine, depending on this,
just climb a building.
Well, not even that. Just be like, if you put a lot in there, just be like, dun, like a little drop. But if like you didn't put a lot in, just all right.
Well, there you go. Yes, that kind of thing. It definitely could happen. There's also one, the Bermuda Square. In which there's a square outlined in the center of the box, and any ships that drop in there are just removed because they disappeared.
They should now make another game in which they say, like, if you played this game before, those dice somehow pop into that game.
That's crossing universes, man. Crossing streams. But yeah, it's like a lot of more creative, very weird, interesting scenarios, I think. So I'm really excited.
I think that definitely excited for me, because while I do want to play it a couple more times, it did seem like we looked at, like, there's 2 scenarios. I mean, we'll have fun, but
yeah, this has 2 more actual scenarios.
I mean, I said this before when we played in, and no, I just want to use this other. Like, I think islands, the idea of more islands and that stuff would make things all useful. Not just all right, we dropped the dice. What's closer than this? There's actually obstacles.
Exactly, and most of these cards use those. So that's what you're getting in that. So
that definitely be very difficult with doing the thunderstorm.
That's true. There probably isn't anything in that particular card.
The island just slams right in your face.
It's a really bad thunderstorm.
We got plenty more Gen Con news coming, so you better stay up to date at Roll for Crit at Twitter, as well as Facebook, Instagram, and just subscribing right here.
And, of course, you can find us on our very own website, rollforcrit.com/GenCon2016 for all our videos, photos, and more. Stay tuned.